It's hot, but I need to weed, so I'm out here doing it anyway. I thought maybe we'll do a quick July garden tour, or in my case, weed tour. You'll see here, maybe if you look really hard, there are some strawberries in a line, intermixed with volunteer marigolds, which I tend to leave, and then all the other weeds. That's a real mess down there. I have, I believe, 4 tomato plants on this side of the trellis. They're in there somewhere. That side, all weeds. The aisle, I have weed whacked it down a few times, but it's mostly weeds as well. I ended up putting sunflowers in most of these spots, some of which are coming up. Some of it's crabgrass. Some of it is random other things. There's a marigold there. There's milkweed there. You know, the usual. The pollinator garden is a sad mess, like everything else. My butterfly weed came up, but I am missing my wild geranium. I seem to be missing my meadow blazing star. The goldenrod is doing all right. The grass is doing all right. I put this columbine in here this year. Obviously needs water. The bachelor button did pretty good down in there, but the goldenrod is taking over. The lavender looks mostly all right, if you can see it with all the grass. I pulled out a lot of the rudbeckia, and there's still some coming in, but I'm leaving these guys. I have hopes that these will grow the big flowers and not the hundreds of little teeny ones. There's a bee balm there. There used to be 2 bee balm. There used to be a salvia in there somewhere. There's something else in there. I can't remember what. I put in a lupine this year. There used to be something along this line that would come back every year. There used to be hyssop over there. That doesn't come back this year. I don't know why. This used to have ranunculus in it, but now it's just weeds and milkweed, just whatever. The moss rose is doing mostly okay, but needs to be watered, it looks like. The tomatoes, these got just smashed down from the hail and the storm we had a few weeks ago, and I tried to transplant a few broken off ones, but they all bounced back, so that's doing all right. I got some more marigolds, got some pepper plants in there, some grass, some weeds. These are onions that I left in from last year that I'm just lazy. They're still there. Some more peppers on this side, getting shaded out by Volunteer Cosmos. These are snap peas that got decimated by the hail and wind. Here's a Volunteer dill. I really should pull these out. It is giving me a few peas, but I should pull these out and put new ones in. The beans are doing all right. There's some marigolds, some weeds, some dill in the aisle, marigolds in the aisle, borage in the aisle, lots of dill. All this was volunteer. All right, I got interrupted. Where was I? Dill, volunteer dill, which I'm just fine with. Actually, I would like the whole thing to be dill, but I had to yank out a bunch of weeds, and the chives are kind of looking sad. I tried to transplant this cilantro. It looks real sad. Got a whole lot of purslane in there. Some more dill. There's dill in between, and beans. More snap peas that are looking real sad, and I should pull out. 2 rows of carrots and grass. Get another borage. Radishes, most of which I've picked already. There was rows of onions in there. Clearly they're not doing anything. Volunteer lettuce, a whole bunch more lettuce that went to seed. My sorrel, there's one bit of it there, but that used to be a whole row. I don't know why that didn't come back. The raspberries are taking over the world. They basically used to stop like right here, and they're just still going. They're shading my first row of corn, but they're definitely putting on lots of berries, more so than I can usually even keep up with. These golden raspberries, boy, they just go crazy. And then those ones down there are pretty good, but there's some thistles and sunflowers in there. The corn is in various states of height, combined with almost all of these have cilantro growing in them. A couple have dill. That one has ragweed. That one has a raspberry, and then more sunflowers. Some of those middle ones fell down from the storm. Looks like I might actually be getting a flower on one of the ones that fell down. These are pretty resilient little buggers. These are all just the weedy kind. I tried to plant some more Russian mammoth, but I don't think they took. More weeds in the aisle. All my chips like floated to the end here. The water must have been coming through here. That storm we had a few weeks ago, we had 4 inches of rain in a matter of hours. The patio here, all sorts of volunteer, lots of spider plants and rudbeckia, and got a couple pots. This one, I think there's a few things growing in there. Snapdragons, zinnias. I just left this one with the spider plants. Pansies, but I don't think any of those came up. This was a borage that I transplanted. Marigolds, really sad marigolds, more marigolds, milkweed, sunflowers, lots of weeds. The kids' gardens, volunteer spider flowers. They did put some other things in here that might be getting completely shaded out by the spider flowers. Same over here. These marigolds are doing all right. And a little miniature Chinese elm. The poor apple tree, the ground got so soft it's leaning again, plus the hail kind of damaged pretty much all the apples. This one didn't have any. And for more weeds, the middle is supposed to be garlic, but you can't see the garlic because there's sunflowers everywhere. This side is potatoes, but you can't see the potatoes because there's sunflowers everywhere. And I'm looking at a bug here. Oh, it's just a milkweed beetle. This side is flowers, and it does okay for a little while here. There's still a lot of ragweed, but mostly zinnia and cosmos. There's some bachelor buttons, and I think there were some poppies in there too, and marigolds. So for the most part, there's a few sunflowers in here I have to pull out in the ragweed, but this is starting to do what I wanted it to do. Get down to the end here, and it gets some pretty lot of grass in here, but you can see some flowers peeking through, a little less flowers on this end just because of how sprayed the seeds goes. Lots more sunflowers I have to pull out, but there's a bunch of zinnias in there. Now near the end here, still a little less flowers, more weeds, and I pulled all the scapes, so eventually I'll go through there and get all the garlic when that's ready. The beds down here got smashed from the storm. Still lots of bachelor buttons. Same with this one. There's a few calendula in there. There used to be pretty much all calendula, but apparently the bachelor buttons took over the world. That's all right. And then this side is 2 rows of sweet potatoes or grass. Middle is garlic. The end here is same as the other side where it should be flowers. This side I ran out of seed, so it's not as thick, and it has a lot more weeds and grass. And that spinny thing was in there because the rabbits were making a home in there. I was working on weeding the sweet potatoes so I could actually find them. I got about halfway done. I don't know, I'll probably do a little bit more. So many sunflowers. And then this guy, both sides here, got some grass. I'm really good at growing grass in garden beds. There are a few birdhouse gourds. I think that one might be a loofah, just from seed. I just planted them out right in here because I'm lazy. So they probably won't go too far, but whatever. Lots of grass in my rhubarb, and the rhubarb all kind of got smashed down also from the storm. Oh look, a volunteer rudbeckia, and a tree, and a volunteer sunflower. This is where my strawberries were doing, and they were doing horribly, so I didn't put any new ones in. I did try to put nasturtium because I thought that would look nice, but there's one there, and that's it. Grass, sunflowers, weeds. So the name of the game this year appears to be weeds. And I try to come out here, especially after it rains, and do more weeding. I got my nice sun hat on, but we got a lot of rain, and every time I try to come out, it would rain more, or it wouldn't be raining, and the mosquitoes would be taking over the universe. So it hasn't happened. I've had a lot of stuff going on in life and with work. So this year, I'm kind of just letting everything do what it's going to do, and maybe try to manage some of it, but it's just going to be a little bit of a off year, I think. But that's all right. I'm not going to enter any flowers or vegetables or anything in the county fair this year. I think I'm just going to do maybe some arts and crafts. We'll see. But too much stress, not going to add to more stuff. So this is just one of those years that things kind of fall to the wayside. But you got to do what you got to do. So it's all right. I got some popcorn. That'll grow. Beans are doing all right. I have a few things. It'll be okay. So hopefully your garden is either going better or you're taking a break.